Well, hello. Let's start our timer. Today is Tuesday, February 10th, 7:28 in the evening. We are moving through things. Green screen setup. I am doing an intro for a new video, and it is a green screen intro. But we're not doing any green screen here, but I didn't want to go to the trouble to take it down. So I'm even sitting in the green screen chair, which is smaller, so you can't see the chair, and then it's got this thing attached to me, so I can't move. We have a very old board game, or I don't even know if you'd say this was a board game. I think this is just a game. But this is what we have to look at today. Let me let you get a good look at that box. It says here, 823, every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls. Remco Industries, Newark, New Jersey. And this says it is Notch, a Tumblebum Dice Game. So I have never played this, but I found this once at a sale, at a garage sale, and I thought it was so cool. I didn't pay that much money for it, and the artwork is just pristine and beautiful. And so I thought we'd take a look at it together. Maybe I'll get inspired, and then I'll report back to you in a day or two. So, oh my goodness, I've been playing Notch, a Tumblebum Dice Game every day now. I got guys lined up around the corner. We have a club. We all play Notch, a Tumblebum Dice Game. But man, this is visually impressive. Look at this. Look at this. All right, so the box, I want to see if I can show you this. I don't know if this has ever been fully perforated, so I don't know. I feel like, why shouldn't I do it? But I'm just wondering if it'll ruin the box. But the top half of this actually pops out, and I think you would fold this in half. But my only concern is not doing it, because I feel like there's no reason to own things if you're not going to use them. You know, like, what am I going to just save it, and then the next person, after I'm gone, he gets to fold it? I should get to fold it. I'm owning it now. Guy before me, he didn't fold it. But I'm worried that if I fold it, maybe the box won't close. So I'll hold off on that today. But I'm not saying that I'll never do that. So we have our instruction sheet. I think we should read this first because I have no idea what I'm looking at. All right, so there is a board. So this is a board game. Look at these instructions. Now, I will tell you, as a board game collector, I don't like when the instructions are on a sheet of paper because it's easy to lose. This is like Doc Brown stuck this thing in a DeLorean and took it here from whenever this was made. We'll have to look for a date on everything. So far, I have not found a date, but this looks old, and it looks like it is in great shape. So first thing we do, we insert the Tumblebum dice cage into its place. That's already been done. Put the plug in the rear of the dice container. That's done. Unroll the giant board. All right, so before we unroll the giant board, let's take a look at our Tumblebum dice container. Where are the dice, though? There's no dice in here. There's some lint here from the 50s. That's pretty cool. I don't see the dice. We'll have to see if the dice show up, but we're not really playing it, so it doesn't matter. There is a piece here that is broken. That is one of these. As a matter of fact, three of these. So these little turns, but you wouldn't need all of them, but you can see some of the pieces have broken off. This would fit into this little stand that actually has a spot on the box, which is pretty cool. But this would fit in here, and actually you want to look at it. You want to look at it from this direction. This would fit in like that, and then there you go. So it's got the plug is so we can put the dice in. So if we find the dice, I'll put them in and we'll spin around. I would assume it just uses regular dice, but we would use the dice, and then we would put the board, and then we would each picks a Notch marker. It is his marker throughout the game. There could be as many as 6 markers. So I'm going to show you them. They're different colors. Here's the yellow one. There is an orange one. There's blue and black, which I do want to show you because they look similar. Also, I've been complimenting how good shape this thing is. But this one's got a broken gun. But, you know, still, I mean, all things considered. What are we expecting? All right, so we would get our figure. So anyway, there's also, you saw it, there's red and white. We'll go with the white grayish one, which I kind of like. You can see it's molded. It's a little, looks like a little boy cowboy, like a young kid. And then we have our game board, which is here. And underneath this, there's a little card from Remco Industries. It says, final inspection. This was number 2,972. This toy has been checked against defects and shortages. If at any time you refer this toy to us, return this inspection slip with the information, description of what's going on. All right, so this is our game board. So let's take a look at this. It's got these, which are pretty cool. These look like, as if you had roll a tape and then you had saved the end of it. All right, so this is not plastic. I thought this was, looking at it from the outside, I thought this was vinyl, but this is actually cardboard. So this is actually a pain in the neck to lay this down. But man, look at this art. Like, this would look so cool on a wall. I don't want to do that. I want to play it. I want to play Notch, a Tumblebum game. Oh, it's big. Look how big this is. Let's see if I can. So it looks like that's about the middle. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Very cool. We got the bank. I'll just read you some of these. Gun jams, back 2 spaces. Stops bank holdup, get 3 notches. Catches runaway calf, get 4 notches. So we'll figure out how we can get our notches. Foil train robbery, like Back to the Future Part 3. So there's a lot of gunplay. I mean, obviously they don't really encourage that anymore with kids, but that's changed in my lifetime. When I was a kid, cap guns, they were pretty common. And I don't know, maybe it's a bad thing, maybe it is. I feel like we had less gun violence with kids when I was a kid, when we played with cap guns. I don't know that there's a correlation, but I don't know that there's causation or correlation. I don't know, but I don't know. I turned out all right, but I turned out okay. I don't know that I turned out that good. Now that I'm thinking about it. Every one of my Pong consoles, not every one of them, that's wrong, but some of them, Pong, the bloop bloop game, always used to come with a gun. And those guns were, like today, you always get, if a gun, it's green, and like super colorful, so it doesn't look like a genuine, real machine of death. But those ones always did. They always just were, they looked just like real guns. They're black, and except for the fact that they usually had a cord that connected them to the Pong console. All right, here is the other thing in here. This has some dust from the 50s. I just as a side note, the dust blew into a glass that you will see in a video in 2 weeks. A glass I will have to drink out of, so I'm going to have to remove some 1950s dust. All right, what do we got here? This is the Notch money for our Tumblebum Dice Game. And here's the Notch money. And then I'll read a little bit more about the instructions, because I have no idea. I mean, I vaguely get that we're spinning the dice and that weird thing and moving around. I'm just kind of a little confused about why it's called Notch. But these are money. We got a lot of 1s. We got some 5s. And that looks like it. Just 1s and 5s. Very cool. All right. And that appears to be it, unless there's anything else under there. But let's see what this says. So we would pick our player, and then we would spin the dice cage. We'd move the number it tells us, and then we'd obey what it said on the board, so that's fine. If a player lands on a notch box, so that's one, like the one that says stop the bank robbery, get 3 notches, you collect the number of notches. And when you get the notches, where do you get the notches? Collect the number of notches. And when you reach the payoff, you get paid for the notches. So yeah, that's what it is. So the notches are just money. I got the most notches, which I just like that. He's like, I got the most notches in town. But it almost sounds like nachos. I'd like this better if it was nachos, a Tumblebum game. And you were going around trying to pick up cheese, some queso and some some chips. But yeah, this is it. So this does look like it's been played with. Somebody used this, I don't know, 50 years ago. I'm out of time. I'll see you tomorrow.